Hello everyone, welcome back to Gallagher Shots. I'm here today with Sam, who's our resident Huddersfield Town fan. How's it going, Sam?
Thanks, you.
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. So obviously today we're talking about Huddersfield Newcastle at the weekend. We've got the lowest scoring team in the league up against the second lowest scoring team in the league. Is this going to be the most boring game of the season, or how do you see it going?
Well, the last game in December was pretty terrible in terms of an actual football game. Yeah, it were pretty poor standards, so I can't really see much else really apart from it being in a different city and in a different ground. Same sort of sketch.
Yeah, I think.
I think that maybe there'll be a difference in the sort of, obviously there's going to be a difference in the way that we play with the new manager, but not too much. So it'll be very much same as before.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Obviously, last time when we played, it was a typical Newcastle performance. Sat up, soaked up all the pressure. Then, as soon as we got the ball, just tried to score as quickly as possible and sneak it. Do you see this game panning out similar to that in terms of Huddersfield setting up that way, or is that not really how you guys try it?
Well, I mean, it's been difficult to judge really because it's Jan's fourth game now. Against Everton, we were shocking, and then playing Chelsea and Arsenal's been difficult to judge. Against Chelsea, we were just blown away.
Yeah.
And then, but last week we were, 2 weeks ago, we were a little bit better against Arsenal in terms of, we're still flaky at the back, and we still make mistakes like we did, but the performance was better. So it's a big test this time now. It's always difficult going up to Newcastle. We rarely ever seem to. Well, last year we were abysmal. The season before we were good, but that were obviously different league, different time. But I think I hope he attacks. But I'm not. Honestly, I couldn't tell you anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the last few games you have. It has been difficult. You've obviously had Arsenal, Chelsea, Everton, Man City, and looking at your form, there's lots of red on the screen. You've really struggled to get anything.
I think it's something like 14 without a win, with 1 draw in that and 13 losses. It's been
and the draw was Cardiff as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Cardiff. Yeah, that were a horrendous game to have gone to. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the same for us when we played Cardiff. In all honesty, so what would you say? What would you say has been the main reason behind that? Why have you struggled so much, do you think, this season?
Well, the thing is that the last time I sort of spoke to people before the game, last time we'd just beaten Wolves. We'd beaten Wolves a couple of games prior. We'd had an unbeaten November, and I was starting to think, you know what, we beat Newcastle. Then we had Southampton, Burnley, Fulham all in that period. I thought, get a couple of wins there and we're laughing, really. We're on this way. But we kind of lurched from one disaster to the next. Like Mounier got sent off against Brighton, which was a nonsense. And then late goal away at Arsenal. Then we got beat by you when we had a lot of the ball and we just can't convert chances, and got battered by Southampton. You know, it just sort of got worse every week.
Every week you hope and then sort of get up there, and then
we came up against like United, Solskjaer's United. We were never going to win that one. That was just over. And then we went to the worst one with Fulham, because we went to the worst defence in the league and tried to play for a 0-0. And then we got picked off at last minute and done. And justice was done. Really, we didn't deserve anything. And then it's just got worse after that.
Yeah, I seem to remember the game when we played you and we got the 1-0. It was very much you had the ball, but nothing happened with it. I think keeper made a couple of saves, but you're not scoring. I think your top scorer is a centre back at this season, isn't he?
Yeah, it's shocking. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing, like I noticed it last season when we played Everton just before Christmas away. We seemed to have like a semicircle sort of from the corners of the box on the byline, sort of outwards to about 25 yards, and we pass it around that day. We'll keep the ball really well, and we just sort of pass it around. But unlike other possession-based teams, we don't have that passing, and we can't get into it. And then occasionally we might hit one from hit one, I will just put a cross into first man because this crossing is absolutely
Billing will
atrocious.
usually lash one from 40 yards, won't he, at that point,
Yeah, Billing will hit one, or Huddersfield Town will kick out for a goal kick or something. So
yeah. So if there is going to be a goal from Huddersfield, where do you think it's likely to come from? Because we're obviously fairly solid. We've pretty much accepted we're going to play 5 at the back this season. Is it likely Huddersfield can break that down, do you think?
Well, it's hard to tell because we've just got Callum Grant, who's definitely a signing for the Championship. I've got no qualms with him starting, and maybe his pace will prove a problem because he does look like he's got a little bit. I mean, we've not seen too much of him. He's played sort of 30 minutes since he signed in some appearances, but he might be a difference. Diakabi's quick, and he's looking like a much different player when he wants to be to the player we signed. And other than that, I generally don't know because having Moy back makes a big difference. I think if we'd have had Aaron Moy between the start of December against Bright, like around that time when he sort of got injured, and then through to February when he came back, we'd have picked up 10 points more. He is a big difference. So hopefully he can put us.
Yeah, I do think whenever you watch Huddersfield, you see he's the main quality in your team. I think you clearly missed that.
He's not going to be at the club next season, unless he gets sort of like tears his hamstring at last game of the season, and then we can kind of just brush it over and pretend while he's injured, keep him. But that's his own hope, really, because he is far better than the rest of the sort of the forward players in particular. He's our sort of only hope, and his last win against Wolves, he scored both. You know, it is clear that when he plays and plays well, we tend to have a good game. But now it's just consolidation, really. Hopefully, ruin a few other teams' seasons.
Yeah, I was going to say that. How do you see this kind of relegation? I guess you wouldn't really call it a battle from your point of view. Now it's kind of, have most fans accepted it at this point?
I mean, I think if there's sort of 20,000 Town fans in the home ground, you maybe find maybe 50 that are stupid enough to think we could stay up. It'd be a miracle beyond belief if we did. And I suppose to an extent, I kind of rather this than us getting done over on last day of season or anything horrendous like that.
That could well happen to us. We've got Fulham away last game of the season, and I can completely picture it now. It's going to be live on Sky.
Mitrovic as well.
Oh, God, don't start.
No, it's one of them where I think now we've all accepted it. I mean, we must do like 1 to 500 to get relegated, so we just know, and that's I'm fine with it. As much as there is a money, I think it's I personally think it's a small-minded attitude to want to go down. I see a lot of Town fans like, I can't wait to go to the Championship. It's better league, and that's just because we're losing. I think it's that's quite small-minded because if we went down, we just want to come back up again. So
I think that's true.
I think it's nice to have. Like I said, I'd rather have accepted it now, and I can go to each game thinking, well, I like a good rustle, and I hope we just rustle some seasons. I hope we win on Saturday to keep yourselves.
Can you save the rustling for the next week, please? That would be great.
And the big one would be the absolute dream would be to go to like somewhere like Anfield and wreck their season or something, or wreck Spurs season, something like that. Would be nice to sort of. We kind of wrecked Chelsea's by not keeping them out at top 4 last season, so.
So you've got to look forward to at this stage, I guess. Yeah,
that's it.
So
now maybe a rustle.
Yeah, so as a kind of final question, then, what do you think's next for Huddersfield if the inevitable does happen and you go down? Where do you see Huddersfield going from this point?
I actually don't. It's hard to tell because it's hard to tell who's going to stay, who's going to go. Because as much as I think there's maybe 2 off. I think there's maybe 3 Premier League quality players in the team, and that's a push at 3. There's definitely 2 in Moy and Congolo, and I don't think they'll be at the club next season. But I think also there's a lot of egos. I think players like Zanka will want to go because he won't want to play in the Championship, and then it just depends on recruitment and how the new managers' kind of ideas play out. But I don't think we'll come back up.
No,
I think the team at the moment are kind of like mid-table Championship anyway, half the players. So I think we'll be back to kind of where we used to be, and obviously kind of had a bit of a whirlwind coming up and staying up, so we're kind of back to where we expect.
Yeah, I think if the new manager can kind of build that ethos and that core that Wagner did, I think you'll be in good stead. I think you had the benefit of having that core, the same sort of thing that helped Bournemouth stay up and sustain themselves. I think you need to rebuild that and just work your way up slowly, I think, instead of trying to QPR it and, splash your way to the top.
The last thing I'd want to see us do is do like what a lot of teams do and spend heavily trying to get back up. And I know obviously you do it, but you do it successfully. Spend 30-40 million next season, not stay up, then become unsustainable, and slowly, like you see how many times you see a team just drop into League One, stuff like that. I mean, I personally never thought I'd ever see us in the Premier League, so it has been nice.
Yeah.
But, we'll just have to see. I mean, I quite like I was a bit sceptical of hiring Seward because it was a bit of a rinse and repeat. But from the start,
I think it looked like that from the outside as well. It looked like you were just changing it the same sort of manager.
It looked like we've just gone, right, well, it worked last time we got Dortmund's second team manager. Should we just do that again? But no, he seems good, and he clearly says he wants to be different. He doesn't want to have. He's got a task to sort of get rid of that copy of a Wagner mould. But I think now we've got a couple of months for him to realise who's good, who's not, and then a good summer. Hopefully, we'll be able to make a chat. I'd like to see us make a challenge in the Championship, but I can't see it.
Well, whatever happens, I wish you all the best. Thanks very much for coming on again, and all the best for Saturday.
Take it easy.
Take care. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.